Hey there, and welcome. Today we're going to do something pretty cool. We're going to build a language from the ground up. We're taking English, breaking it all the way down to its smallest parts, and then putting it back together, piece by piece. So let's get started.
You know, it all really starts with this one question. Think about it for a second. All the books ever written, all the songs you love, every conversation you've ever had. How is it possible that all of that comes from just 26 little symbols? It seems kind of crazy, right? Well, that's the puzzle we're going to solve together today.
And with any big construction project, you have to start with the blueprint. For us, that's the English alphabet. This is the master plan, the foundation that everything else is going to be built on.
And it all comes down to this number, 26. That's it. That's the entire toolkit. Every single word in the English language, from something tiny like a to a huge word like anti-disestablishmentarianism, they're all made using just these characters, whether they're uppercase or lowercase. So how do these letters actually work? Well, think of them as being split into two teams, based on the sounds they make. First, you've got the 5 vowels. These guys create all the open, flowing sounds in our words. And then you've got the consonants. Yep, that's all the rest of them. Their job is to shape, start, and stop those vowel sounds. Honestly, every single word is just a little dance between these two groups.
Okay, so we have our blueprint. Now it's time to get our hands on the actual building materials. We need bricks, and in the world of language, our bricks are called nouns.
So what exactly is a noun? It's really simple. It's a name. Anything you can see, touch, or even just point to. A person, a place, an animal, an object, that's a noun. The computer you're looking at is a noun. Your town is a noun. Even you are a noun. It's that easy. If it's a name for something, it's a noun.
But we can get a little more specific here. Nouns usually come in two flavors. You've got common nouns, which are just general names for things like city or person. Then you have proper nouns, which are the specific names like London or Harry Potter. And here's the big rule you got to remember. Proper nouns always get a capital letter at the beginning.
And you might be wondering, okay, but why does this even matter? Why have two types? Well, it all comes down to one thing, being clear. If I say I'm going to a city, you get the general idea. But if I say I'm going to London, you know exactly where I mean. That kind of specifics is what makes communication work.
All right, we've got our bricks, which is great, but we need a way to count them, right? Are we talking about just one brick, or are we talking about a whole wall of them? This is where singular and plural nouns come into play. Luckily, English gives us some pretty simple rules for this. The most common one, you just add an S. Easy. For words that end in a kind of hissing sound, like S, SH, or CH, you add ES. It just makes it way easier to say. If a word ends in a consonant and then a Y, you change that Y to IES. And for a lot of words that end in F, that F magically turns into Vs.
But of course, English just loves to break its own rules. Some of the most common nouns we use every day are totally irregular. They don't follow the patterns at all. The whole word just changes. One man becomes two men. One foot becomes 2 feet. These are the rebels of the noun world, and for these, you've just got to memorize them.
So our structure is starting to take shape, but let's be honest, it's a bit plain. A wall of gray bricks isn't very exciting, is it? It's time to add some paint, some detail, some personality. It is time for adjectives.
An adjective, this job, is super straightforward. It describes a noun. That's it. It's a describing word. It answers questions like, what kind is it? Which one is it? Or how many are there? It takes a boring old noun and gives it some flavor.
And check out this cool trick. Adjectives can be really efficient. Just by swapping the ending, you can create the total opposite meaning. The ending full means full of, so someone who is careful is full of care. But the ending less means without, so someone who is careless is without care. It's a really neat system when you think about it.
Adjectives are how we paint our world with words. It's not just a sea, it's a blue sea. They're not just roses, they're red roses. These little words add pictures to our minds and just bring our language to life.
And they also give us a sense of scale. A hat isn't just a hat, it could be a big hat or a small one. An insect might be tiny, while a balloon could be huge. These words give our nouns some real-world context.
All right, this is the moment we've been working towards. We have our blueprint, the alphabet. We have our bricks, nouns. And we have our paint, adjectives. The time has come to put all of these pieces together and build something real, something that can stand all on its own, a complete sentence. Let's start with our core piece, our brick. A really simple, common noun, dog. We all know what that is. Now we need to introduce it, so we add an article, a little word like a or the that tells you a noun is on its way. So now we have a dog. We're talking about one dog in general.
Now we need an engine, something to connect everything and give the sentence some life. That's a verb's job. We'll use the verb is, which tells us about the dog's state of being.
And for the final touch, let's add our paint, our adjective. What kind of dog is it? It's a friendly dog. And boom, there it is. A noun, a verb, an adjective. And together, they make a complete thought. A dog is friendly. We've built a real idea.
And that's really the magic of it all, isn't it? We started with just 26 letters. From those letters, we made nouns, our bricks. We learned how to count them, and then we learned how to describe them with adjectives. And with just those few simple tools, you now have what you need to build a whole world of ideas.
You've got the blueprint, you've got the bricks, and you've got the paint. The whole toolkit is yours now. So the only question left is, what sentence will you build first?